Before I struggle through this one, don't worry, I'll tell you why.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old School Nerd.
Hey everybody, it's OldSkuleNerd, and Violet Orlandi pulled out another amazing cover today. And I'm going to do a reaction. She knows I'm going to do a reaction to it. Most of you know I'm going to do a reaction to it. But what a lot of you don't know is that this particular song is going to be very difficult for me to talk about or listen to. Some of you don't know, and some of you do, that my dad passed away back in 1999, just before the new millennium. And my oldest daughter, Megan, was born in 1999, just before the new millennium. My father was hit by a drunk driver and he was killed. He was on his motorcycle and a drunk driver hit him and killed him. And just 3 months later, my oldest daughter was born. So I didn't really have a lot of time to grieve because there was so much going on with his businesses and the responsibilities of being the oldest man in the family now, and then suddenly becoming a dad, that I just kind of put it off to the side. And then 2000 passed, 2001, 9/11 happened with all the chaos. Everything just got a little more and more chaotic and never really grieved. In 2003, a friend of mine said, "Hey, there's a new band coming out. You got to check this new band out." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just not into music right now. I'm just too busy. And he said, "No, you really need to listen to this band." And I went out, excuse me, one second. That was awkward. Stop that. Oh, doing it live. There we go. He said this band, it was 2003, and he goes, "Man, this band, it's called Audioslave." But dude, I'm not really into the grunge stuff because it's not like that. This is different. He said, "I'm not into new metal. I'm into like Led Zeppelin and funk and Jimi Hendrix and the, classic stuff." He's like, "They got that style, they got that swagger. You're gonna love it. Very bluesy style. It's hard, but it's got a lot of soul to it." And I was like, "All right, fine." So in 2003, on their first concert tour, Audioslave came to they came to Houston, and I went out with my friend. We went to Houston and we checked out Audioslave, and I got to see them the first time they came through the region. And they had a bunch of different songs, and they had this one song called "Like a Stone," and everyone's heard it. Now the original is not a slow song. It's kind of got a good groove to it and a kind of a push to it. But for some reason, during this set, Audioslave, Chris Cornell came out with just his guitar, and another member of the band came out with another guitar, and they played "Like a Stone" acoustically. And I broke down. So I carried my dad's death for 3 years. I took the burden of my oldest daughter being born and having to go from being someone's son and not being a dad to not having a dad and trying to figure out how to be a dad, plus 9/11, plus everything that was going on. All of you who are my age know what I'm talking about. And this song just resonated to me because I had to be like a stone for years, and I just broke for two reasons. Number one, the song hit me like a punch in the chest. But the other reason, and a lot of people really don't know this, and I don't even think Chelsea or my girls know this, but Chris Cornell is my dad in his 20s. Like, they look almost exactly the same. Pictures of my dad, if he had his hair all tousled up and stuff, look like Chris Cornell. And then Chris died a few years back, and they brought all that back. So I haven't listened to "Like a Stone" in years. I haven't listened to it probably before Chris died. Because I just felt like Chris's death was so tragic, Just like my dad's death to me was just so tragic, you know. They died young. They died, you know, before probably their best stuff was done. My dad was so excited about being a grandfather. You guys do not know the amount of stuff he changed in his life because he realized, I'm going to be a granddad. The only thing he didn't change in his life was his motorcycle. And well, there we go. But Chris was having a resurgence in his career. He was becoming that journeyman musician that everyone had reverence for. And then he was gone. So I haven't listened to Like a Stone. And when I saw that this was the one that was coming out, it took me almost 20 minutes to decide I'm going to do this. It's been out for over 30 minutes now. And I'm just now getting to the recording. The reaction is going to be a little bit slower than a lot of my Violent Orlandi ones because it took me a bit to decide whether or not I was going to do this one. But we're going to do it. Like and subscribe to OldSkuleNerd.com and check it out over there. If you go to OldSkuleNerd.com, it's got all the social media posts, the Patreon link for those who want to support the channel, and the merchandise store. Like and subscribe to the channel. Check out Violent Orlandi's channel, of course. All of her stuff will be posted at the end, of course. I'm rambling because I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to make myself push the play button. Okay, we're going to push the play button.
Afternoon in a room full of emptiness by a freeway. I confess I was lost in the pages of a book full of death, reading how we die alone, and if we're good, we'll lay to rest. Anywhere we wanna go, in your arms I long to be, round by round, patiently I'll wait for you there, like a stone. I'll wait for you there, alone.
That was my dad. His favorite thing to tell me was, I'll be right here waiting. I lived in Texas at the time. He lived here in South Louisiana. So I say, hey, Dad, I got to go home. He goes, let me know when my grandbaby's going to be here. And I was like, I'll let you know. He goes, I'll be right here waiting. All right. Take my own personal bullshit out of this reaction for a second. What made Chris Cornell so amazing was he had a very, very original voice. His the grit of his voice and that yearning passion that he exuberated every time that rasp and that grittiness would come out. It made you feel like, hey man, it connects with me. It's real, you know. There's no overproduction of this. Violet's doing it perfectly because just like Chris, she has a low resonance in her voice when she wants to, and anytime she goes to those lower tones, it resonates. It's got a lot of depth to it, and it makes it impactful, and you feel it as much as you hear it. Now, of course, she's not belting, but she is doing that cry out voice to emphasize the purpose of the words in the chorus, because that's how you do it justice. But It's hard to listen to, guys. This one is hard, and I'm still not even sure if this one is going to be on. I don't even know if I'm going to post this yet, but I'm making this reaction. I may just share it with certain people. I may just share it with Violet and Patreon. I don't know yet. Because once it's up there, I'm going to see it all the time. So, anyway, pulling my bullshit out of the way. Let me get on.
And on my deathbed, I will pray to the gods and the angels like a pagan, to anyone who will take me to heaven, to a place I recall. I was there so long ago. The sky was bruised, the wine was bled, and there you led me on. In your arms, I long to be. Roam my round patiently. I'll wait for you there, like a stone. I'll wait for you there.
I want to hear how she does the next section. That's good.
Was gone, and I sat in regret of all the things I've done, for all that I've blessed and all that I've wronged in dreams until my death. I will wander on in your house. I long to be round by round patiently. I'll wait for you there, like a stone. I'll wait for you there,
You need to subscribe to that channel. Okay. Wow. There's just so much here. There's just so much to even think about, yet. It's the first time I've heard that song in about, gosh. I think I listened to it one of the tribute covers people did when Chris died a few years back. That was the last time I heard that song. And I just remembered that the person who did the tribute of that song for Chris, I was like, it's not Chris, it doesn't sound right. And I didn't like it. I think it was a lot of my own personal pain reflecting in that. It wasn't fair to the artist, but I hadn't seen it. I didn't hear it again for a while, and this is the first time I've heard it. And glad Violet did it, though. Because she didn't do it for clicks. She didn't do it for, for the for the love of it, you know, for people to go, oh, that was so great. She did it because she loves the music. She does it for all the right reasons. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. God. That one was rough. Okay, everybody. Tomorrow, we have some more reactions tomorrow. Hopefully, they won't remind me of my dad or losing him or being a dad or going into a downward spiral for a few years. Hopefully, they'll be a little bit different. And it's okay. Also, we have D&D tomorrow night, which is always good. My name is OldSkuleNerd, and I'm gonna use the bathroom because I don't have any tissue. Toilet paper will work for this one. See you guys later.